me, Nesser. Hey, it's me, Nesser. Welcome to Nesser Pod. This is where I dive a little deeper into some of my guests' lives. Sometimes we dive a little too deep, other times we stay on the surface vibing. Either way, come along on this journey. I hope you enjoy this episode. See, every relationship I've been in, I've ended it.
Yeah. Oh, bad girl.
What can I say?
Come on.
Not really. I think I just got to the stage and I was like, am I a mug? Yes, I am. Let's go. But yeah, talk to me about your heartbreak.
Man, like, which one? No, I'm playing, but I don't know what to say. Like, I'm cool now. Like, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Like, obviously, shit in the moment, like, because it's like, rah, like, I thought.
Is it more just like, okay, things just didn't happen and then you just fall out and then that's it? Or is it like, our man's like moving mad, like?
Yes and no, because like I've only been in like 2 relationships. So like the first one was more kind of amicable. Like it was like I just got to a point where I felt like after being in that relationship for so long, I felt like we're on like different paths.
Yeah.
Like, do you know what I mean? And then I was like, you're not doing this, and I feel like you're not hearing me, and
It's actually jarring. Like
it is.
It's so like it's like I'm actually not your mother.
You know them ones like, and I felt bad because it was like, I think I suppressed so much for so long. So when I called him about it, he probably was like, wait, what? Because I went on for like maybe an hour just talking about how I was feeling.
Yeah, like but why don't they see it? Because anytime you say it, they're like, wow, I didn't know that happened.
Yeah, I don't know.
Are we
like,
living the same life?
yeah, I don't know what was. I feel like maybe because we were like best friends. Do you know what I mean? Like, so he just got used to me and like we got used to our kind of relationship.
Yeah.
But I was like it started quite young.
I'm sorry. I feel like I want to sit here. Can I?
Yeah,
I
you know what I was thinking that, but I was like, maybe this is how you do it.
Yeah, you can sit over there. Like,
no,
I'm just close to you. Like I want Oh, the lie is broken. Is that okay? But yeah, sorry. Talk to me. I feel like this.
Yeah, you know.
We can't be talking about heartbreak and I'm
sitting there like my therapist.
I was like, 1 hour's over.
Yeah.
$500.
No, like I think because we started young, so we're so used to each other. Do you know what I mean? Like, but you're getting older as a woman. You're like, I want to be treated a certain way, and I felt like it was very like friendship.
Yeah.
Kind of vibe.
You know what when people say I want them to be my best friend first, I don't want that anymore.
Yeah, I mean.
Like I want to find them and then be a best friend in the relationship.
Yeah.
But like that happened to me as well, where it's like the first person I ever went out with was my best friend for years. Yeah. And then it's kind of like, what do you mean we're best friends? And I'm like, do you know what I mean?
And they're like, I thought we were good, and I'm like, no, I'm your girlfriend. I wanna go out on dates. I wanna, do you know what I mean? And I said it, but I feel like it was almost like, we'll be all right. Yeah, we'll do it. And never happened.
It's kind of like you'll be gone, like.
Literally, and I was like, I don't know if I could do that anymore. But you know when you call up for the breakup, I don't think I initiated it with the hopes that, okay, he'll fix up. Yeah. But I had it in my mind that possibly he might not. And if that was the case, I'll walk. Do you know what I mean? Which was a liar, obviously. So
I know you just kept talking and your brain just kept
just like, it was just falling out of me. But then that was fine. Like, we're cool. Like, we're actually cool. Second breakup was more intense. Like, I feel like that was my first kind of like adult relationship. Yeah. So it hurt. I'm not even gonna cap. This is the first time anyone's gonna hear this. Like,
exclusive.
You know, whatever. It hurt. I'm not gonna lie, it hurt. But again, we moved. It took me a minute to kind of get over the situation. But like, shit had to happen for me to be like, okay, just allow it to close. Do you know what I mean? But heartbreak ain't nice. I mean,
like people, there was this one day on Twitter when people were talking about like things that they've done during heartbreak.
Yeah.
Bro, I was crying at work. Like not crying badly. Like I was crying. Like I think it was, should I say his name? Somebody anyway. In Dublin said that one day he got heartbroken, that he ended up walking in the rain he didn't want to get transport home from one part of Dublin to the other. I'm not from Dublin, right? I'm not from Dublin. I hear that. I'm from Waterford. So right, I saw this in the group chat. I goes, okay, cool. I put it into Google Maps. 2 hours, bro.
You can do
2
that.
hours.
Heartbreak can have you like that. Like, I've done the crying and work thing.
Yeah.
And it's not nice because I was in charge. Like, so how embarrassing.
Oh, yeah.
Being like, oh, can you just like, and they're like, are you okay? I'm like, yeah, I'm fine. I'm in the back crying. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I hate that because I'm like, I'll deal with my shit at home. Yeah. But being in a public space and dealing with that, it's
all
not
it is
nice.
is
do you know
like,
what I mean?
Nessa, can you get me that document? gone.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah.
That's all you have to say. Luckily, I like this time I didn't end up like crying in front of my manager because I have like an office to myself.
Okay.
So like I got in early and like the first couple of days I'd already been flatlined.
Yeah.
Like everything. I've been flatlined, dog. Like I was in the trenches. So by the time I got into the office, like I knew what I was about. Do you know what I mean? The Monday I didn't know that was what it was gonna be. I said, bro, what's going on?
Yeah.
Got into the office now. I got in early. So then I was like, I'm not okay. So I just let it out, went there, calm. My was just like, oh, you're a bit quiet today. I'm like, I don't know what it is. I'm grand, just a bit cold. It was in the middle of summer, like, just a bit cold. But yeah, as an artist, talk to me. Like, the majority of your music, R&B, because sometimes R&B people are like, no, it's not R&B, it's like alternative or something.
I mean, I will say it's like primarily R&B. I feel like I touch on like different sounds just because like, you know, my upbringing and environment and stuff like that. I like to, like, obviously I live here, but like I'm Nigerian. You know, House of Babe.
What's your name actually?
My actual name, my government. Oh shit.
Not like the whole name, you know, put it out like.
Simone.
I don't feel like that's not your name.
It is.
But on your thing it says Samaran Union.
Oh yeah. I was like, wait, what? No, okay. I'll give you a story for that. So my actual name's Simone, but Saronia, that's
Saronia.
Saronia.
I did not see those letters.
That's not
how it formed in my head.
So Saronia, but Saronia means queen in Hausa.
Oh, okay.
So I'm from the north of Nigeria, gang.
Yep.
You know what
So
I mean?
am I.
Are you?
Yeah, Kaduna.
Are you joking?
Yeah, big one thing. I'm not like. So my granny is Hausa, but my mom's not like.
Wait, where's your mom from?
Igara.
Don't know where that is.
So it's like a small little part of.
But your Hausa.
Like
like your
yeah. For these purposes.
No, you don't understand. Like no. Because
what can I say?
You don't be meeting like every time I meet people and they're like, oh, where are you from? And I say I'm Nigerian. First of all, they don't even believe that. But then I'm like, oh, I'm like from the north.
What they say, like Zim or something?
I got that, but from people that I know.
Yeah.
But based on like my past, like, do you know what I mean? Like, so my ex, he's from Zimbabwe, so like everyone just assumed from the same place, but often I get like Caribbean, I've gotten Kenyan before, and I'm like, I don't know what Kenyan.
Yeah, I don't get Nigerian initially, but that's just because like I'm a weirdo, like, so that's like.
I don't know what I say. I think because I know you're Nigerian.
I'm just vibing.
I
tell everybody I'm Jamaican.
Yeah, like, I mean, well, go off, like, why not?
But yeah, sorry, so, like, obviously, okay, so you're from the north.
Yeah.
And then that kind of, like, you were saying, like, that, your upbringing and stuff comes into the music as well.
Yeah, so, like, that was, like, more later point. So, like, I've always been, like, R&B, and everyone would be like, oh, why don't you try Afro? Why don't you try Afrobeats? And I'm like, I'm not an Afrobeat artist. But it took me getting to where I am now, where I appreciate, like, my culture a lot more. Not that I wasn't aware, like, I was brought up in a house at home. Do you know what I mean? My parents speak Hausa at home, Hausa and English. So I am very aware. But I think now that I'm an adult, I have a better appreciation for like my background.
You actually get to choose now. Now
exactly.
Like I feel like that's everybody though, but at the same time, Afrobeats wasn't cool till recently.
Yeah, so it's like, and the fact that people are fusing. Do you know what it is? I feel like the fact that people are kind of fusing it, and it's not just like the typical Afrobeat. Yeah. So it's like, you know, it's different. It's and you have the Alte, like, so it's alternative. So I really appreciate that. So now I'm like, adding that into my sound as well. Just pay homage to like my background. That's and like nice. You know, Hausa people, we don't really be out here like that.
I was gonna say, like, even like with my granny and stuff, like I see, like, I know of Hausa people, but like that's just my granny, and then obviously my mom is like Edo and that, and then my dad is Igbo, so that's more of what
just
I would
mix
like.
Everything.
Just all out here, and then like I just pretend that I can speak Yoruba every now and then. Because it's just fun.
I can't speak Yoruba. I try.
Neither can I, but I just say random words that I've heard in like Brennan.
And then you feel like,
and then people just look at me and they say, why are you doing that? And then I just go, okay, cool. But that's really cool. Yeah. I think we should actually have a proper intro.
Yeah.
Not like a proper intro, but I mean, if you're watching this, as you can see, I have the lovely Unique here.
Hey,
the
guys.
Unique. I put that on my story and I was like, yeah, that's really corny. But like, talk me. Okay, since we're on the topic of heartbreak, right? And obviously, the majority of your songs like are about sad. They're sad.
Yeah. So do you know what's so sad? I deeped it and I was like, yo, most of my songs are sad. Like
they sound lit. Like
lit. That's cute and all, but I'm like, I want to be happy. I want to love, you
But
know
like
what I
I mean,
mean?
R&B is not like a it's not a happy genre. Like it's either toxic or sad.
Or no, it can be good.
Yeah.
It can be like, and I'm like, I want to
Have you
be
have you ever seen anybody happy outside crying in the rain, tender shits? Because that's the type of
more
R&B I
like,
like.
I love that R&B. I'm not gonna lie, that toxic shit R&B. I do love it, but there are some like happy love songs and stuff like that. But I feel like primarily it would be heartbreak.
Heartbreak, yeah.
Heartbreak songs. But I was saying it recently that I do want to feel like love to that point where I want to write happy songs because I'm like,
Do you only stick to what you feel?
not
In the sense
necessarily,
of
but
in your songwriting
a
process.
lot of my songs would be how I feel.
Yeah.
Like I'm an emotional writer.
Yeah.
So if I write, I'm like writing based on how I'm feeling. Sometimes depending, like if I'm working with other people, you know, and there's a topic at hand, I'll write in regards to that. Do you know what I mean? Like, or maybe I work with writers and they have like a topic. So it depends. But for me personally, when I write my best, I think is when I'm feeling emotionally. Like I can just, because I have a weird way of writing. I kind of like freestyle. So I record myself and then I just put like my voice recording on.
Yeah.
And then I put a beat on or whatever. And I'm like mumbling and then words come out.
Yeah.
And I think it's subconscious, like it's what I'm feeling.
Yeah.
I listen back and I'm like, oh, okay.
I don't think I don't think that's like unusual in a songwriting process from a lot of artists though.
Maybe it's like
even if it's not from an emotional point of view, like a lot of the times I'll hear people, or I can't remember who it was, like they'll just mumble like you said, and then they'll end up putting words to the melody,
tying it together.
Like
Yeah.
So that's not too bad.
Yeah.
But like, when did you start music like officially?
Like professionally, I would say I started. Oh, that's a good question. I think like 2014. I think 2014 because I started off. So I was singing backup for Hair Squad initially when I started like in the professional scene. So I was singing backup for them for like a year, 2 years.
Yeah.
And then 2016 was like the year I went solo because I was like, yo, I'm meant to be doing this solo shit, you know. So, so you know, I was like, I'm meant to be a solo artist. So 2016 is when I started. 2020 is when I actually put out my first song, which is actually crazy because I was doing shows with no music out.
That's literally what I was gonna ask. Because like even on your Spotify, for example, you have like 3 songs.
Yeah.
And then a couple of features with Soleil and Kay. Yeah. Which is actually the first time I heard you.
Oh, really?
But then, so how do you do? You've had your own shows. You've had a bunch of festivals. You even had a festival yesterday. Yeah, so thanks for being here with your tired ass.
I had to come through for you.
I'm screaming. Thank you. But how? So what do you sing about? Like how long do you have at these sets?
Depends. Like I could do a 30, do a 40, 45. Like obviously I have music. The thing is that I hadn't put out music.
Yeah.
So 2016, between 2016 and 2020, I had music that I wrote and stuff. A lot weren't like recorded. So it was just kind of like me bringing the idea to my boys that were my band at the time because I used to perform with just like my band. I never did a DJ set. It was always like a full band setup. Yeah. And that was cool and on. It was literally word of mouth. Like I think someone saw me perform at the first. I think it was Bellow Bar. Oh God, what was it called? There was like a collective, and they used to do like.
I feel like I've seen this poster.
Yeah.
It's purple. Is it a purple poster? I feel like I'm seeing it in my head.
I don't know if it was purple.
But yeah.
There was a collective. I can't remember the name now. I feel really bad for forgetting. But there was a collective, and they used to do that and like have performers come and like it was just like a local artist. Yeah. So that was like my first show, and from that show, I just kept getting gigs, and I was like, this is really cool for the fact that I have no music out. I'm getting booked for stuff, but I was like, I need to put music out. Yeah. So 2020, I did that, and then I took like this massive hiatus for like I don't know. 2020, I dropped again this year, so like between 2020 and that, yeah.
How do you find like the reception at festivals and
just like overall shows?
Yeah, like because obviously if I'm coming to see, like, I'm not a festival babe, so you'll never catch me there unless you want to pay me. I don't mind, but like if you're performing things that people haven't heard, like how receptive are the crowd to you?
They're pretty receptive. I'm not gonna lie, and like I always get like at festivals, I get scared because I'm like an R&B artist, you know what I mean? Like in festivals, like, you know, they love their hip hop, they love like their pop, you know, and I'm like, what if they just don't? Because I do like proper R&B, like, so I'm like, what if they're just not feeling it? But I won't lie, like they interact a lot, like, and I perform with dancers as well, so I do
Yeah.
dance as
Yup,
well.
Jillian. She did my makeup
Jillian,
the other day.
I saw that and I was like, fab. I didn't realize it was her that did it, and I was like, yeah, it makes sense, makes sense. Shout out Jillo. But yeah, so I perform with dancers, so that's really cool. Just like having that
Getting
vibe, and I
people-
think it gets them going.
Yeah,
you
because
know,
I saw at that one that you did, was that Body and Soul?
Bonnie and Soul, yeah.
I saw you were playing like a couple like Afrobeat songs.
Yeah.
I know you were like, I think you were like singing along to one of the songs. I don't know. I wouldn't say it was a cover. I think you were just kind of like hyping the crowd at that point. Was it or no?
That was. I'm trying to think which one. There was two. The main Afrobeat song is like one that's not out yet.
Okay.
So that's probably why you were thinking that. But like that one I did with a producer in Nigeria, Willis, young Willis. So he's really sick.
I've seen you travel to like London a lot to write. So obviously, okay. So when did you choose to become like a full artist like by yourself? Because I'm guessing from what you were saying, you were working at one stage.
Yeah. I always knew like, okay, I'm gonna do the music thing. Like when I was younger, funny story. When I was younger, I used to be like, oh, I'm gonna be a doctor and I'm gonna fire myself and be like a musician. Obviously, I didn't take that route because I don't know, it scares me.
A very expensive route.
Yeah. So I was like, I'm not gonna do that. But then I've been working like, so the last job I had, I was a receptionist. You know, nothing fancy. I was a receptionist in Peter Mark. You know, shouting them out one time.
No sponsorship.
Oops. But yeah, I was working there, and then for me, it was just like the times being creative and then working was just clashing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't do it as much as I'm like, I'm comfortable and I know I'm getting my money in, and like, you know, I'm not happy. Do you know what I mean? Like, because I can't do what I need to do to progress my career. But then it was one of those things that I had to choose. Okay, am I willing to be uncomfortable for a bit to kind of have the life that I want and to carry out my dream, or do I want to be comfortable and just know I'm getting this money and I can go travel here and there?
Yeah.
And I was like, yeah, no, like my dream's way more important to me. Which is like, it's not easy, but I'm happy.
Yeah, how
do you know what I mean?
How do you do that? Because personally, I can't do it. Like, you know what I mean? Like it's fun and all, and it's nice, but like, how do you deal? Like, you don't live at home, right?
I do.
Oh, you do? Okay, perfect.
So,
that makes sense.
I'm fortunate, thanks to my parents, you know, they really take care of me. But it does make my life a lot easier. It alleviates me of that bit of stress. It's not to say it's not stressful. It's just not as bad. But yeah, it gets tough because I can't do up my soft life the way I want to sometimes, you know what I mean? I've sacrificed this year to put in the work. Yeah. So like, you know, I love traveling. Yeah. Like, I'm a globetrotter. Like, I love going everywhere. Do you know what I mean?
Every time you travel, is that always music related, or is that just more for inspiration or just life? Like,
before, a bit of both. Like, I won't lie, I'm an enjoyment babe. You know, I like catching sun, catching fun. But like now, I'm on a bit of a travel ban. My team are like, you can't go traveling anymore. You need to work. So if I travel, it is for work. Primarily work, yeah. So like, even though I go back and forth between here and London, it is primarily work. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? I might have other things in between, but I make sure that I'm doing work. Do you know what I mean? Like, so, yeah.
And with regards to obviously working in Ireland, working with people in London, and now obviously you mentioned working with a producer in Nigeria. Like, what's the different experiences between those countries? What's the biggest differences for you?
Like working wise, or just like in general?
Just working wise. So like, as in working with music people from here versus London, Nigeria.
I say working with people here, I'm familiar with like everyone here. Do you know what I mean? Like, so like that initially is the difference. Even like I'm used to my people here, but when you're working with different people that you've never worked with before, it's a bit, you know, it can be a little bit intimidating because you're like, oh, I don't know how they're gonna feel, what they're gonna think. Whereas like people here, they kind of like, they know me already, so it's easier to just kind of like, you know, work with people. But like in the UK, the people I've worked with, they're just amazing, hard workers. Like, you know what I mean? Like, they're just on it, and like they get my vibe as well. Because I don't feel like everyone can really capture my sound well. So when I find people like that, I'm really grateful, and I feel like there's a lot of people in the UK that are like that. So I have my people that I work with over there. And then in Nigeria, I was really nervous for that because...
Did you go for the sole purpose of music, or were you just...
Yeah, mainly for music. So I spent a week, I was there for 3 weeks. So obviously I saw family and stuff. So I went to Kaduna, and then I went to Abuja, and I went to Lagos. And Lagos is where I was working. and I was a bit nervous because I was in Lagos on my own. Like, 'cause I was like, oh, I don't know what it's gonna be like, but I had the best time, and I was like, I want to be here longer because the thing with Nigeria, I feel like they're like you could be in a room with one person, they'll introduce you to so many other people. They don't gatekeep like that, you know. They're really like, oh, we want
Is
you
that
to
how
work.
it is here?
I don't think here per se, but like you know, other places like they
Probably
can,
parts of London, I'd say.
yeah, you know, like they keep to their own and stuff like that. Whereas like in Nigeria, I could be in like there was a situation where I was working with Willis and he was like, yo, do you want to come with me to it was Wiz's writing camp.
Wizzes.
Yeah, I'm like, you know,
Wiz
Wiz,
baby.
Wiz baby, what are you saying? No, but it was Wizkid's
I'm not sure I understand.
Brazy.
Oh, okay. I wasn't talking to you, but okay. Yeah, it was Wizkid's writing camp, and I was like, oh yeah, it's like bring me.
Wait, writing camp?
Yeah,
That's
so
crazy.
yeah, so for I don't know if I'm gonna say this or not. They never said I can't, but you know, it was that, and I was like, yeah, like take me if I can meet him, I'll go. And I was so sick that day.
Yeah. Oh.
I was so sick, but I was determined. I was like, I must meet this guy. I'm gonna start singing. He get me on the song. So I went and I was there for hours, and I was like, where is this guy?
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, he didn't show up, like, because he had something else, so he didn't come. He didn't come to, like, the next day, but I ended up missing him altogether because I had malaria.
Oh,
That was why I was so sick.
Jeez.
But the day that I went there, I met DJ Tunes, and he was the one that was, like, he produces a lot of Wizard stuff, like, so he was there, and then one day Cole just walks in, cash, like, just with his J and all, like, I was like, okay. And he was like, yeah, what's your name? I was like, Unique. He was like, yeah, you're really unique. I was like, I can't. I was
it's like he wasn't unique, clearly.
Yeah, dude, he was like, oh, yeah, you're really unique. I was
But
like,
you definitely laughed as hard as you could.
oh, inside, yeah.
My
I'm not gonna lie. I was like, I cannot.
Yeah,
but
no.
he's so talented. Cause I was like, he came in literally. He like just randomly pulled up. Willis is playing a track that he has, and he was like, yeah, and he starts singing, and he's mumbling, takes the mic, and then he freestyles. And I swear it was a song.
Were you
like,
the only person there?
No, it was myself, Willis, DJ Tunes, One Day Cole, and then Boy Breed. They're like these twin.
These people are, but keep
They're
naming
they're twin brothers. They're really really sick.
Yeah.
In Nigeria, so they were also writing. And Eli, he's another amazing artist. So yeah, one day he just comes and does his thing. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah. I'm like, this guy is sick, you know. He's an OG. I'm not gonna lie to you. The guy's a legend. And then he walks out, and then he's like, yeah, I'll catch you later. I was like, oh, okay, but like it's like that. Like if you could just be brought anywhere, do you know what I mean? Like they're like, come, let's like work together. And I love that about working with people in Nigeria.
Yeah.
And plus they respect like us on these ends, which is so funny.
Yeah.
I'm like, I'm a little baby girl.
It's almost like that status is like they just kind of they blow it up like.
Yeah.
But you kind of have to just use that to your own.
You have to. I was just like, yeah, you know.
And what are your plans like with music going into like the future? And obviously like the plan is to get bigger and stuff, but do you have any like small, like not small term, short term goals, or is there anything that you want to do in the near future?
Near future, I want to drop a project. I want to drop an EP because I feel like it's long awaited. Do you know what I mean? Like I've just dropped singles and features, but I haven't actually put out a project. So I was like, I want to drop an EP. So I'm ready for that. Hopefully, fingers crossed, really soon I'll drop an EP. More singles, more collaborations, and I want to do a headline. Okay. Like, because I haven't done like my own, not like, oh, I'm headline like an event. I mean, like my actual headline. I really want to do that like next year. So God willing, that will happen, you know. I'm praying that does happen. That's kind of what I want to do. And there's like other like little side projects that I want to carry out, but I don't want to speak like, you know, prematurely.
It's been too exclusive, innit?
Yeah, I'm like saying everything. I'm like, guys, this is my plans. Take it or leave it.
Screaming.
But yeah, there's a lot of stuff that I want to do, like musically and just like even outside music, but using like my gifts towards it as well. So yeah. Nice.
Talk to me about your kind of experience or opinion on the Irish music scene. Because the first time I heard you was on Spotlight. So the first time I'd like seen you perform, so I heard you on the song with Kay, but I didn't know it was you. But then I saw like the production and like obviously big up Oyinda, this is Oyinda, Stan Camp, everything. Like everything was just so amazing about it. The whole project in general, but obviously your shot, and she was telling me, I forgot what she said about it. She said that like a couple of things like you need to redo You were shot a couple
Oh,
times because
yeah.
COVID and people were too close or something like that.
There was a lot, but we pulled it together
Yeah.
anyways. Thank God we pulled it together.
Well
But it
done
was
to everyone that was part of that.
honestly because it was a big project to do.
Yeah.
So like big up like going for it because it's not easy. Do
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like dealing with like that amount of artists and like because we all had like what we wanted to do for our performances. So mine, I was like on a bed. Mine was kind of like giving Rapunzel.
Yeah, the
slash
hair was
Sleeping
long.
Beauty. It was like
Yeah.
down. Like I was tripping on like people are tripping on my hair.
I'm not even trying to cut you off, but hair is one thing that like even like obviously I saw you on that, then didn't hear music wise from you. Then obviously pandemic, TikTok, blue is like your like I feel like anytime I ever see you, you're just wearing blue. Like
Yeah, you know. The thing with the blue, I'm trying to detach myself from blue.
Why?
Why?
Okay, talk to me.
So
like
blue,
this is a deeper thing.
not even, it's not deep like that, but like blue was my thing for years. So I feel like for a solid 5-6 years, my hair was blue.
Yeah.
And like everything was blue about me. And it's funny, till this day, people, you know, they know me for that. If they see something blue, they're like, oh, I just thought of you. And I'm like, that's so cute. I'm not blue anymore.
Oh,
and
you've changed.
I've changed that. My hair's not blue
but
anymore.
Didn't
like,
you wear blue for your birthday or something?
No.
Was that last year?
Last year.
Sorry, stalking you.
Last year I wore blue. Yeah, you see, I still love blue, but I am trying to.
It's not your color.
It's not my color, and like everyone, like if they see a dash of blue, they're like, oh, she's coming back with blue. I'm like, even today, I'm wearing blue. Do you know what I mean? But I didn't mean like I don't mean I have a lot of blue.
I was gonna say it's probably just in your.
It's in my wardrobe. Do you know what I mean? Like, but my hair, I've stopped with the blue thing. I'm just like. I feel like I'm getting older and I want to kind of rebrand in a way. Blue is cool and all, but I just feel like I'm not going to always have blue hair. And that was the thing, having to dye my hair blue. Like my natural hair was blue.
Crazy.
I had to like cut my hair and like start again. And it's just like, I loved it. It was an era, but it is gone. So everyone, y'all need to leave that. It's gone.
But yeah, sorry, back to Spotlight. You're talking about your hair and the whole setup.
Oh yeah, even with that, like my hair was like problematic. It was like everyone was tripping on it. I was tripping on it because it was like literally like all the way down. But it was cool. I loved it. Like I was Rapunzel. I was like, yeah, let your hair down or whatever. But that whole setup I thought was so cool with the bed and all that. And I had to like sing laying down, and I was like, oh, it was pretty cool. Like
from a viewer's point of view, I've never seen anything, and just I feel like everybody. In Ireland, I've never seen anything like it, and still yet to be recreated. I know she wanted to do something about that this year. Yeah. So wondering when she's gonna do that, but yeah. So sorry, back to the Irish scene. Yeah. Like, how have you where do you feel like you fit in the scene altogether?
I won't lie. I feel like I'm just in my little place on my own. I won't say there's like a particular group or niche for me. I think I am my own kind of niche. Do you know what I mean? Like, cause I don't think. There are R&B artists and stuff like that, but I feel like we're all different in our own way, which is something I really appreciate about like the Irish scene. Because like in the UK, like you could easily box me somewhere. Do you know what I mean? Like whereas here, I feel like I have my sound on my own, and then you have the likes of like Soleil doing her thing, and you have the likes of like Tony McKay, and like we're all doing different things, but it's like I feel like we just dominate our own area. So I wouldn't say like I have a group that I'm like situated in, but I do feel like I'm fitted where somewhere in the industry. Do you know what I mean? Like here, but it's just like my own thing. But I'm happy with it. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just now trying to push. The hard thing, obviously, is like with my sound, I have to actually push for myself.
That's what I was gonna say. Like, how do you keep motivated if, like, obviously we know with like rappers, for example, take drill, you can have certain artists that fall under certain categories. So in the sense of categorizing them, we can figure out who's where and how to promote somebody. But if you are the category or you yourself are the brand, how do you keep motivated and how do you kind of market that?
It's difficult. I won't lie, it's difficult in that way because, as you said, like you can kind of categorize drill artists and be like, okay, this is kind of their niche. It's easier to know where you're going to put them. Whereas for me, it's like you actually have to make the place. So I'm literally making that space for myself. And like how I keep motivated, it's just because I know what I want. And I know what I want to achieve. And I feel like it's beyond just Ireland. Like I want to like, you know, make my way here and like have like my footprint here. But like I don't want it to solely be here. Because I feel like why limit yourself? Like, do you know what I mean? Like I feel like there's so much greatness within me and other artists. I don't feel like we should limit ourselves to just Ireland. I feel like why not like break those doors? You know what I mean? Like push past those boundaries. Like so.
But do you find that it's easier to blow outside of Ireland than it is in Ireland?
For me, would you say, or like just in a general sense?
Both, whichever one makes the most sense to you. Because I find like a lot of artists feel like they need to go abroad to get any bit of. And when I say artists, I'm always kind of talking about like urban artists. I feel like everybody else kind of. I don't know what everybody else is going through, so I can't speak on those genres, those niches. But it seems like everybody else here, for example, when it comes to rap, hip hop type of styles, like I feel like they need to kind of break waters outside before they're recognized in here.
It does feel that way, but what I try to do is like simultaneously work here and like abroad. Do you know what I mean? Like so, I'm not putting my hopes in that like, okay, if I go out, I'm gonna make it outside and then I'm gonna come back in. I'm like, whichever works. Like at the end of the day, I will say I'm an Irish artist, regardless. Do you know what I mean? Like I'll say I'm a Nigerian Irish artist. Like that will always be a thing. So even if I make it outside Ireland or in Ireland, I will still represent. But I'd hope, do you know what I mean? Like that it would be here, just because this is where I'm from. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, and I feel like sometimes they're sleeping. They're sleeping on talent here, like, and other people appreciate it, and they'd be like, oh, well, they're Irish. And I'm like, yeah, but you didn't really appreciate the one thing right here. Do you know what I mean? So I do feel like there needs to be a lot more love or just more insight on what's going on here, because we value other artists, do you know what I mean, so much. We're like, oh, do you see this person, Dave, and this and that? And I'm like, yo, we have our own here, you know? And sometimes people get ridiculed because, like, oh, they're Irish or that accent. I'm like, yo, but regardless, they're talented. Let's not sleep on that, you know?
Why do you think that is? Or do you think that there's a reason for that at all?
I don't know. Like, I feel like altogether, like, in regards to just, like, I hate using the word urban, but, like,
I hate it,
you know,
it's like,
just
like
so we understand, you know, what we're talking about, but, like, with the urban scene, I feel like it is the case of, like, even just, like, being raised in Ireland, where, like, when you think about, like, first gen, like, minority group that would be here, so we're breaking those doors, whereas, like, in the UK, they've had, like, how many gens already, do you know what I mean? Like, so they're used to that diversity, whereas, like, here, like, it's not an excuse per se, but we can understand, do you know what I mean? Like, so it is a bit more work, but I do feel like my little sister and, like, my brothers, like, their generation, when they come up, it'll be a lot easier for them, do you know what I mean? Like, so it's like,
it's even different to people now, like, you know?
Exactly. So, unfortunately, that's the life that we're living, but it should be motivation that, okay, we're you know, making that room for, like, our youngers, like, do you know what I mean? Like, so they have something to be like, oh yeah, we have this now. It's a bit easier on us. Like, they'll have their struggles, but, like, at least that won't be their struggle, you know?
That's lit. I want to bring this up.
Oh God, I don't know why it is. Why am I nervous?
I don't know if. So okay, obviously as an artist, right? I usually ask people about how they feel about putting music about themselves. A little bird told everybody.
I don't know what we're talking about. I'm already nervous.
Okay, were you the recipient of a Heartbreak album?
Huh? Hello, telephone?
Hey, it's me, Nesser. Is that unique?
What exactly are we talking about?
Was there an album made about your breakup? So it's up to you to answer. That's why I'm phrasing it the way I'm phrasing it.
Possibly.
Album, EP, whatever. So I'm not gonna name names or whatever. Like, I rate the artist a lot. Like, I stand the art. Well, I still stand the artist, right? Yeah. But at the same time, like, when I found out that it was about another artist, that's not why you're here, by the way.
Like, we want the exclusive.
Second I knew. Bring Unique on. Grab her. Get that woman.
Because I've been quiet.
But, like, from that point of view, right? Like, allegedly, if it was about you, how do you feel like about an album being about you? Because obviously you make songs about whatever. So
Yeah.
obviously if you made a heartbreak song right after a heartbreak,
Yeah.
your friend group and stuff would know about you.
Mhm.
But there's a whole last EP
Yeah.
about a heartbreak, like, and obviously it wasn't solely about you. From my understanding of the album, it was about him getting over it and finding himself, all that good stuff. But upon hearing that, upon knowing that it existed, how did that make you feel?
To be honest, he told me.
Okay.
Like, so clarify that. He did tell me,
Could've
like,
just lied and just made this, like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah, no, it'd be cool, like, you know. So like, he did tell me that, okay, he has this EP project that he's working on, and like, it's about a relationship and all. And I was like, oh, okay.
Did you tell them when?
Yeah, I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. And I was like, you know, he did play me some of the songs, so like, I heard some of them already, and I was like, okay, this is very telling. It's very telling, but like, I rate him as an artist. You know what I mean? Like, I respect him.
Forget the artist. I don't care about whether you rate him as an artist.
She's like, I want the.
Like, it could have been the worst song ever. Like, how does that make you feel? Because you're saying, okay, you don't feel like it's a way for you to express. Obviously, it's a way for him to express also. Were there things in the album that you didn't know?
Yeah, there were like, I know there was like a song, I'm pretty sure there was a song on there that I hadn't heard, and I was like, oh, okay, you know, oh shit. And there was like, and there was like parts of a song, I don't know if he played it, I can't remember because it was time ago, but like, I don't know if he played it to me or like, I don't know, but when I heard it, just heard the whole project, it was kind of, oh shit, this is so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing.
Why is it embarrassing?
Because my parents, like, they rate him. My parents listen to his music, like, proper. They proper support him. So I was like, how?
But I mean, it wasn't like, remember when you came in with that guy and you fucked that guy?
No. Like, it wasn't
more
like
an emotional vibe.
Yeah,
so
100%. Like, it wasn't like a bad thing per se, but there was like, you know, parts of like, it's very telling our business. Do you know what I mean? And I was like, yeah, like.
How do you monitor that then? Like, as an artist, because you do it, you just didn't do an EP.
Yeah.
On the flip side of that, then, like, do you have a conversation with people that you date from here on out? Be like, yo, if you fuck up, like,
I mean,
if you send me a voice note, that's
when I date people, I do tell them like, look, I'm not gonna lie to you. My music is my diary, it's my life. So, however you treat me, like, I'm not gonna lie to you. Make it on music. But I'm not someone that would like, you know, explicitly say something, you know, like, he did this, he cheated on me, he did. I'm not gonna, like, there's ways to do it that I feel like I'll take a more, you know, I don't want to say, like, classy approach. That's such a weird word. I won't say that, but, like, more so, like, I don't know, subliminals and stuff like that. I'd rather go with that kind of angle. So it's like, if you know, you know. Do you know what I mean? Like, and then the listeners can take it how they want to, like, digest it for whatever they're going through. Do you know what I mean? Like, but it's like, it's doing a lot. But I'd rather take that kind of approach. Yeah. But
for you, do you feel like that was the same kind of approach that was taken for the EP, or do you feel like it was a bit more expressive than you would have preferred?
It was expressive. I mean, I think there was like one line in like one of the songs that was like,
you know the song and you know the lines, so like,
but this ancient, like, you know what I mean, like, but there was one line, and I will never forget when I heard that. I was like, oh my God, like, if my mom clocks what he means by what he's saying, she's gonna talk to me about what's this, like, do you know what I mean? Like, so that was what I was like, oh shit. And like, obviously I had my sister, oh my God, it was when my sisters approached me and they're like, and they're like, Sim, what's this? And I was like, what do you mean? They're like,
I don't know this man. I've never seen
I'm
this
like,
man
what
before.
are you talking about? They're like, is that what you're on? And I was like, oh my God, and they're younger than me. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it's just like, oh my goodness, it's a bit embarrassing. Yeah. But it's not that deep. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's cool, like, you know, a project written. I was nervous. I won't lie, because I was like, I don't know what he's going to say. Not that I had done anything wrong. Do you know what I mean? Because it was just like, it's because I am someone that's quite private, even though I'm like out there. Like, I'm in the industry, and like, you know, I write music about what I'm going through. I don't give everything away. Do you know what I mean? Like, so it was kind of scary, like, oh shit, there might be something said that like was between us. But for the most part, it was like, there were nice things, and it was just like, it brought back like good memories, like rather than like, oh, like, you know, he's just out of me in the worst way.
Which is kind of like the worst part about relationships, because like there obviously was good parts. Like,
Yeah.
And if it doesn't end in turmoil and in flames, like it's obviously not the worst thing. But yeah, I've always just wanted to ask.
Like I've never been asked like in this kind of setting about it. It's just my friend. No, but it's calm. Like I mean,
I'm not sorry, but
you're like I wanted the goss, so I content.
No.
But no, it's fine. Like I mean, it's so funny thinking about, because like I won't lie, that came out what 2019, 2020.
Yeah.
2019,
End of 2019, start 2020.
Yeah. So it's like old news. Like, do you know what I mean? Like,
you.
for me now, like talking about it's not a big deal. It's like
it was so funny because like I was listening to like I like listen to songs like on when I'm talking to an artist, I'll like listen to their songs again. So it's like I was listening to the next person that it wasn't even your radio that came on.
Yeah.
Your music is like different genres.
Yeah,
so it wouldn't come up on your radio. But the other artist came up, and like one of the songs, because I have them saved on my Spotify, and they came on and I was like, oh shit. I was like, this is so timely. So that's why I was like, yeah, I've got to ask.
No,
but yeah, do you have anything coming up that people should know about or look out for?
I've got a single coming out soon. I can't give dates because I'm not gonna lie to you. Still, like it's done and ready to go. It's just more so like the final stages, like getting that sorted. But once that's done, I'm gonna give it to you guys.
Thank you for coming
Thank
and
you so
telling
much.
me all of your secrets and exclusive
Thanks for
stuff.
having me.
This is really cute.
It was a birthday gift.
You never actually said where your name came from. Unique.
Oh, so when I started off as an artist, my artist name was Unique Soul. So,
Unique Soul.
Yeah, Unique Soul.
Oh, Soul.
Soul,
okay.
yeah.
Oh, never mind. It's a bit slow today. But
so it was Unique Soul before, and like no one was like, well, not no one, but like it took a while for people to like catch on. They're like, it's too long, and I'm like, what's my name? You know, and like it's just like no one's gonna have time to be like, oh, and Unique Soul. Like so, I was like, all right. After a while, I was like, okay,
it's 3 syllables.
Yeah, I was like, it's not that deep. Okay, so then I changed it to Unique, and then I was like, like how can I give a unique spelling? So I abbreviated to UNQ. I got parted because some of my friends like Oyen's one of them. They'll be like Unk. She'll be Unk.
I'm not gonna lie.
Did you say Unk as well?
I've done that before.
I'm like, no, it's Unique. But yeah, that's where that came from. But then when I changed it to Unique, people were still calling me Unique. So
yeah,
till this day.
Oh, okay.
People are so. I'm like, guys, I did it for you.
Exactly, and you said it's too long.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, that's how the name came about.
Thanks for coming through.
Thank you.
It was nice actually, like meeting you the other day, like properly in person. Good vibes.
I know. We had a good time.
Girl,
a good time with Burna Boy.
No once, not twice, but sometimes.
I thought I
can't.
So let me show you a good time. I'm gonna show you a good time.
But yeah, guys, if you got to the end of the episode, thank you for watching.
Thanks
to my guest here, Unique, for coming through. And yeah, subscribe, like, all of that good stuff.
All of that. I'm not.
Bow. Bye.